Albert Sambi Lokonga takes part into the first training session of Arsenal in there. Welcome to the top news. Welcome to the football news top 10 and lifestyle zone in here. Guys, how are you? Where are you? Where are you watching it from? This is Rokani David, aka RD, doing the needful to bring you the story of Lokonga. Remember yesterday, Lokonga was unveiled at Arsenal in the afternoon in there, and no sooner had he been unveiled as an Arsenal player, he really took part into the Arsenal training in there, and we are really going to show you the footage of how it really went down in there as he trained with his fellow teammates. I've seen him with Lacazette. I've seen him train with Lacazette in there by his side, and very many other players. There is another shot that I really saw Nuno Tavares in there, and so it looks like good to see to it that the player who goes by the names of Lokonga has really finally arrived at Arsenal, because it looked like this was the only junior signing that Arsenal are really left with to announce the bigger signings in here. So guys, feel free to subscribe to our channel so as not to miss out on stories that we do upload in here on a daily. He has agreed, he's on a long-term contract, rumored to be 6 years, 5 years with 1 year to 1 year option to extend in there. So it shows you that Lokonga is really going to be at Arsenal for a very long time. And Lokonga came out and revealed that people say he can play box to box, and he can play as a deep lying midfielder. He can play as a 6 or a CDM in the modern language, but he has come out and said that people have told him that he plays better as a 6 in there. That means Arsenal have got themselves a new CDM in there who is really going to play alongside Thomas Partey in there, because when you talk of positions already sealed and dusted at Arsenal, Thomas Partey's position is done and dusted in there. No one can really come up and compete with it in there, apart from who else can come and really bench Partey? Partey is really one of the best midfielders in Arsenal in there, and he was gotten from the Atletico Madrid at £45 million in there, arriving last summer on that day in there, and he's now playing for a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. He is a Ghana. He comes from Ghana. He's a Ghanaian African player in there, and Lokonga joins him in there at Arsenal. Now, before we really go into very many things to talk about, allow me show you Lokonga taking part in Arsenal's first training session in there. Remember, he was given shirt number 23 in there. That is Lokonga in there with Lacazette. With Lacazette in there, that is Lokonga in there, putting both of his hands in his waist in there. So looking like fun. He was making a sprint there. That is Lokonga in there for his sprinting at the Arsenal training conducted by the manager who goes by names of Arteta, and the new arrival of Nicolas Jovers in there, the former Man City coach. He's a set piece taker or trainee at a team which goes by names of Arsenal. That's the photo I was telling you about. Let me even pause. That. Let me take it back. You see, that is Nuno Tavares and Lokonga. Those are the two signings. Nuno Tavares was the first signing for Arsenal, and Lokonga is the second signing for Arsenal this summer. The third one expected to be Ben White in there after agreeing deals, after agreeing terms with a team which goes on Brighton. But Ben White is away in Greece on a holiday and is going to return, and no sooner he returns, he will undergo a medical at Arsenal, and his unveiling will be really conducted. So that was the moment I was really telling you that we also happened to catch that moment of a man who goes by the names of Lokonga and Nuno Tavares. The two signings of Arsenal so far that have been unveiled in there had a moment in there to really do that. That is Lokonga playing ball, passing it, and Willian was looking on. As you say, Willian the Brazilian. That is Lokonga in there. Shirt number 23 was given to him in there. So welcome Lokonga to a team which goes by names of Arsenal in there. He trained with Arsenal for the very first time in there, and I think people are really loving Lokonga. Now, Lokonga comes in at Arsenal, 21 years old, but Arsenal are really looking like to make a very big overhaul, because they're having £250 million to spend, and so far Arsenal has only spent £70 million in there. £50 million for Ben White, £18 million for a lad who goes by the names of Lokonga, and 7 for Nuno Tavares in there. The arrival from Benfica, who really scored on his debut for a team which goes by the names of Arsenal. Lokonga also held Thierry Henry there. Remember, Thierry Henry is assistant coach at Anderlecht, and he was really doing his services with the man who goes by names of Vincent Kompany, the former Man City captain in there, and he really had a very good time with Arteta in there, and he recommended Lokonga in there. Lokonga was wanted by very many teams in there, especially in Italy. He turned down Lokonga turned down two opportunities in Italy to play in there, and he said, I'm going to play for a team which goes by the name of Arsenal, and I think Arsenal are really going to give him some playing time in there, and we expect Arteta to give him the time that he gave Smith Rowe like the other season in there, because he's a young one who came through the academy setup after Arsenal had really battled very many injuries in there and he had nothing to do, and Smith Rowe came in through as an Arsenal player. So guys, I don't know what to think about Albert Sambi Lokonga completing his move at Arsenal and taking part in his first training of Arsenal. It shows you how serious the lad is. No sooner he was unveiled than he really appeared into the training ground of Arsenal in there. And Arteta really is impressed. I've heard lots of things they're talking about him, and when I posted it sometime yesterday in my live video in there, Arteta coming out throwing praises to the lad who goes by the names of Lokonga and Edu, not Edward. Edward is for Arsenal, is for Manchester United. Edu is the CEO of Manchester United. He's the outgoing CEO of Manchester United. So that is Lokonga in there for you, training with Arsenal for the very, very first time in there, and he really had a very good time in Arsenal in there. But what we think about Lokonga is really a very bright talent, and it's good to come at a team which goes by names of Arsenal right now, because Arsenal looks really to be a great team, and they're really trying to do a very big improvement in there. And if at all they get in Maddison, they get in Awa, they get in Locatelli. If Arsenal gets in more 3 signings, I think they'll be really here to compete, and they won't be that Arsenal that have been knowing for the previous 10 years that they are really participating and they're not competing, because Arsenal has lost its competing touch. I can really assure you, Arsenal had lost its competing touch, and they really feel like under Arteta they can really regain it back with the manager who goes by the names of, with a football director who goes by the names of Edu, a former Ghana in there. Also thinks that things will go on well as Lokonga trains with Arsenal and as they look for other comings in there. Now, Lokonga is expected to go with Arsenal in Florida, Orlando, Florida, that is USA, where a team which goes by the names of Arsenal, the Gunners, are really going to have their preseason friendlies in there in the Florida Cup, alongside a team which goes by the names of Inter Milan, Chelsea, and Tottenham Hotspur. So those matches are really happening in America, and Arsenal looks to grant Lokonga his debut in there against a team which goes by the names of Inter Milan. Remember, Inter Milan is linked to an Arsenal defender, right back, who goes by the name of Hector Bellerin, expected to live in there, and Arsenal are really looking out in here for very many signings in there. There is Destiny Sagino Desi in there. There is Max Aaron from Norwich. There is who else? There are three right backs that Arsenal is really targeting to bring. Lamparte from a team which goes by the name of Brighton, but it's doubtful because Arsenal has already gotten a player who goes by names of Ben White from a team which goes by the names of Brighton. So we don't see a team which goes by names of Brighton allowing really to give Arsenal more 2 players. That is Yesu Bissouma and the player who goes by the names of Lapante in the right back. So I think Arsenal is looking elsewhere. That's why they are really waiting for the Locatelli deal, for Juventus really to fail to meet the desires of Sassuolo, because the player wants to play for Juventus, and then they will give them the 40 million euros, because Arsenal are really having the 40 million euros in there, and they ready to splash it on Locatelli in there. And let's wait and see how things really go ahead and happen as Arsenal really takes on to the twist, really bring on staff so to it that things will run well at a team which goes by names of Arsenal. For those that have just joined us, allow me show you this video of Lokonga. That is how Lokonga's first training session at Arsenal. No sooner had they announced him as a player of Arsenal than he really took part into the first training session in there that was conducted by the first coach who goes by the manager of Arsenal, who goes by names of Arteta in there. So it looks to be a very, very good moment for Lokonga in there, with Nuno Tavares seen into that so-called that so-called training session there. Willian looking along, he's a very good passer of the ball. He really has a long shot on him. He can pass left, right and center. Those long diagonals in there, expecting them from a lad who goes by names of Lokonga. And let's wait and see when he makes his debut for Arsenal against a team which goes by names of Inter Milan, and we wait and see, because it's a sure deal, because they are playing on 26th. You get? They are playing on 26th. So them playing on 26th, it shows you that he's going to train with Arsenal for the next 7 days in there, and I think he will have already fit. He would have already fitted into the squad of Arsenal. Now, that is Lokonga in there for you, training for Arsenal, with Arsenal for the very first time. I don't know what you think about Lokonga training with Arsenal. Please click the subscription button. It's in the red button corner lower on your right. After, click the notification bell. It will enable you not to miss out on stories that we do upload onto this channel. Every time we upload, you will be notified. Thank you guys for watching again. This is Rokani David, aka arane, onto this channel. Please feel free to always join me in. I've already put a Jadon Sancho story in there, and I'm coming up with a Liverpool story and maybe another story, two more stories for Arsenal, because Arsenal are really giving me lots of love onto this channel, and I'm loving you guys. Don't really go away. I'm coming back with more stories. I'm out for now, guys. See you later, and I'm really looking great to finding a new story in there for Arsenal as it comes through in here. I'm out for now. See you later.